Oops. I knew I was going to do something. Oh, welcome. It's Thursday evening. It's been a couple of weeks. Last week I did not have a show. It's kind of weird. I forgot what day it was, and I was doing something, and I got a notification that my show started in half an hour, and I'm like, I'm not ready. So I canceled it. But it was a wake up call for me because normally I've been very excited about the show. I was excited about my podcast when I was doing that, which I may get back to. And not being as excited as I thought I was made me step back a bit. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight a little bit. But welcome to those who have joined the live stream and for those that are watching the recording. Don't forget it's 7 p.m. at Pacific Daylight Time on Thursdays if you want to join on live. And there's my man, Mr. Uli. Hey, how you doing this evening? I got a kick out of that picture of your neighborhood cat, man. Catnip, man, that's a stoner cat. If I ever saw one, it's pretty funny. Glad you could join this evening. It's great, always great to see you and to participate, on what you do too. It's always fun. And then to wake up in the middle of the night and find you playing music. That's just amazing to me. So anyway, I do have an update. I have a real update. And for those of you who were at the first live stream show, you're going to know what this is about. So let's get this going here. I don't know why I do that. It's just fun, I think, with a little CJ's update with the typewriter and the music. And anyway, the update is this. I actually made myself an optometrist appointment. So on June 9th, I'm going to get my eyes checked for the first time in like 7 years or something crazy like that. So here's the deal. So these are my glasses, and I'm not wearing them right now. There's a reason. They're kind of bent, out of shape, and when they go on my face, they sit like that. It's not that drastic, but kind of like that. And so the other day, I was at Mass, and I had them sitting on my pocket because when wearing my mask, they get fogged up so much that they're just a nuisance. So I just took them off because I can see fairly well without them. Up close, small print, I need them, but otherwise, no. So I had them in my pocket, and I'd forgotten to silence my phone. So my phone went off. It was in my pocket, and I quickly reached, and I knocked my glasses, and they went over the pew in front of me, hit the floor. I wasn't going to be able to retrieve them until Mass was over. So Mass ends, and the people in front of me, they saw what had happened, and they said, we'll get it for you. So they got it for me, and when I got it back, this earpiece, I don't know if you can see. So there's these little plastic things. So this earpiece, here, let me see if I can show you. The plastic's gone, right? It had been coming on and off all the time, and I was always putting it back on. And this time it was gone for good. And I thought, well, who cares, right? So I put it on my face, and it felt okay. But after a little while, oh my gosh, this wire was cutting into my head, and it hurt. It hurt something awful. So that's what motivated me to call the doctor and get an appointment. Sometimes it's weird. You can even see on this one that, it's fraying. Can you see that? It's fraying right here. Yeah. They're old. They're seriously old. So it's time. It's time. So I went ahead and did it. And so that's new for me. Because I don't like doctors, and I don't go if I don't have to. I still haven't had my first checkup with my new Medicare doctor. I don't see why, personally, but I probably should. Let me see. What do we got here? No need to be bent out of shape. No kidding, huh? My glasses were being bent out of shape for me so that I didn't have to be, right? And No, I'm not on the same level as Van Gogh. I've got both my ears, and as the big bad wolf said, the better to hear you with, my dear. Got my big ears still. I could probably shave a little bit off and not miss anything. But it's a good question. It's completely understandable because the wire it's not sharp, but it just cuts into my not fun. So I get to find new glasses. So that'll be interesting. Um, anyway, that's a couple of weeks off. Don't have to worry about it. And meanwhile, I have my handy dandy reading glasses, which I hate them because they're like. So I had bifocals, and they were handy. You can see far away and close up and all that. These guys, you've got one magnifying thing, right? And it's good for reading, right? But when it's up close like that, everything far away is just like kind of weird. Makes me sick to my stomach. So sometimes I pull them down on my nose like that. It's like a Santa Claus glasses, right? But they don't hang on my ears and they fall off all the time. So it's just not the best idea at all. In a couple of weeks, I'll have my appointment and I'll get my prescription, and then so I'm thinking by the end of by the end of June I'll be wearing some glasses that are A, comfortable, B, functional, and I was going to say they're going to make me look good, but I already look so good anyway. I don't see how the glasses could improve anything, but they might. You never know. I mean, I could be surprised. That was a joke. Anyway, so that's the story of my life right now. Just as an update, if you haven't heard, it's supposed to get warmer soon. For some reason we got a little cold, and it's gonna be warming up. So, yeah, I was really enjoying not having to run my AC, but those days are coming to a close. So, the topic of the evening is, I made the special banner just for this. Hey, there you are. Questions and reflections. So, if you've just joined us, welcome. And please leave a comment so that I know who you are, and I'll say hi. We can chit chat. Because this is really about us. And that's what I started questioning myself about. I discovered, and I was honest with myself, that my whole idea, right, was to have guests and we could talk, and it was, and that sort of thing. I don't like inviting people to things. I feel like I'm bothering them or I'm being intrusive. I don't want to hear no. It's really not my thing. So what was I really doing, and who was the us? That was the other question I asked myself. So the us isn't just me and a guest. The us is me, and if I have a guest, and then everybody else that's watching, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook, whether it's live or recorded, it doesn't matter. That's who the us is. And so I'm just rethinking about how to go about doing this. And there may be some other shows that I want to do. It's a fun thing. It's not a lot of work. So it's not like I'm really, putting myself out to do this. And as long as it's fun, I'll keep doing it. And I like it. And I like learning about people, and I like, communicating with people. And I know that we're beginning to socialize a bit more. And I think June 15th, California opens up completely. And I'm not sure what that's going to look like. There'll be no mask mandate, and it'll be up to individuals and businesses as to whether or not masks will be a thing. But what that also means is that people won't have to turn to the internet, live streaming, these other things in order to Zoom or what have you, to have that social interaction. So it'll be interesting to see what the future of live streaming is. And the other thing is time of day. As I've been listening to some live streamers, their shows are during the day. Go figure, So I don't know. I'm just going to continue thinking about all this and try not to put myself in too much of a box going forward. Um, I'm thinking, Saturday morning might be fun. Although Saturday morning there's a live stream that I like to watch, then it can go for hours. Um, so who knows? Maybe Saturday evening, maybe not. I don't know. I did create a Facebook group, and I guess you can actually do polls on that group. So I'll probably put a poll together, just asking about what's convenient for people, because that's the point, right? I'm doing this because it's fun for me, but if I really want to have community and interaction, then it needs to be at a time when people are available. Um, that's my thinking anyway. And yeah, so I spent some time doing that. Providentially, this week, as I was thinking about the whole guest process, because I still want to have guests, I'm just not quite sure how to go about doing all that. Yeah, I love that advice. Yeah, I will. And I will. Trust me, I will. I will do as I please. And that's the most fun anyway. But so I was going to say, providentially, uh, what's the name of this company? StreamYard. StreamYard had a special live stream. It was all about inviting guests. So I want to show you something real quick. It's a pretty cool little thing. So let me get my screen up here and the tab that I want, and here it is. So this is called Calendly or something anyway. And what it allows to do is a person can schedule themselves. So tonight, there's no times in May because I set it up so it's only Thursday for 1 hour, 7 to 8. So if we go to next month, okay, let's say, hey, I want to be on the show, and I'm going to be available on the 10th, right? So I go to the 10th, and I find out it's at 7 p.m. And I can schedule myself. Now, probably because I created this, I can't schedule myself, but maybe let's see what happens. Then I would confirm it. See, it's that simple. So it allows people to schedule themselves, which I think this is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool little tool. So I'm thinking about pinning it up on the Facebook group and letting people know that it's there, so that not only can I, when I feel like it or get the courage to do so, invite people to be guests. I can let people know that, hey, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, this is what the show's about. This is a tool that you can use to schedule yourself. And then once you're scheduled, then we can start talking about the logistics and all that stuff. So that's my thinking. I think I'm going to try that. And see how it turns out. I mean, the worst thing that could happen is nobody schedules themselves. And that's okay too. Because I'm going to be here regardless. You never know. I've even thought about, sometimes I wake up at like 2:30 in the morning. And I've even thought about, why don't I just go live at 2:30 in the morning and just see if people are awake. Now, it's only 2:30 here, right? I mean, if Facebook's global, then there are people around the world. It's not 2:30, it's whatever time it is. So that's a weird way to think, right? Maybe someone's up early in the morning. Well, guess what? There's people up. May not be in California, but they're up. So who knows? Anyway, so I'm just brainstorming, and I might just do some experimenting. It's important. What the experts tell me is that it's important to be consistent so people can plan to come visit your show. But here's the kicker: if nobody's coming to your show, then does that really matter that much? I'm not sure. So it may just be something that I do, and it's going to have replay value for people, and maybe the live component isn't as important. Um, these are just ideas that I'm thinking about, and it's like the philosophy of live streaming. Um, yeah, there's so much to it, and I think the point's having fun. If uh, if I've learned anything from yeah, it is unless you pay them, and I just can't afford that. If I could afford people to pay, if I could pay people to watch me, I might do that. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, getting viewers is really hard, and there's all these people that are like, if you come to my seminar, and I'll show you how to get a bazillion viewers. I'm like, you know, sometimes it's more fun with just a few people. I know with Welcome to My Brain, it's really fun. It's only just a few of us, and we're starting to get to know each other a little bit. And if there's and you guys, you and Ruben interact, Uli and Ruben, you interact with us, the viewers. And if there were like 50 viewers, it would be hard to do that, right? And to show all of our comments and respond to everything. So sometimes small can be a bonus. I guess it's all on how you look at it, right? So let me get back on track. The other thing that I thought about doing, one of the things you think about is engagement. And engagement is what gets people involved. At least that's the theory, right? That's the theory. So StreamYard created this fun thing. It's called the giveaway tool. And after their major live streams, when StreamYard does a live stream, they'll do a giveaway. They'll give away a plush toy or a coffee mug or a T-shirt or a, something. They have pillows. And they've got this little tool. Let me bring that up real quick. And it's kind of cool, actually. I mean, I'd love to use it, but I don't know, when I would use it. So, you choose a broadcast. So let's see, we're going to choose tonight's questions and reflections, right? Match the text. So you just type in like #us. That's all we need. And start collecting comments. And so if people are watching and they type #us into the comments, it'll show up as an entry. Yeah, let me take this off there because I don't want to be reminded how hard it is. So Uli, if you wouldn't mind, please type in #us into the comments so we can see it's going to get one person, right? And I think I'll type it in also. Let's see if I can do that. Let's just see. Yep. There I am. This is how easy it is. All right. Thanks, Uli. Okay. So we can now see that we have 2 entries, right? Here's these 2 entries. So after a minute or whatever, and you think you've got so you've given everybody a chance to sign in, then you do draw, and it does this kind of a fun little tool thing, right? And you get a winner. It is Hey, Uli, you won. That is so exciting. I don't know what you won, but you won. Isn't that cool? That's so cool. You won. Anyway, so that's the giveaway tool. And, maybe I'll figure out something. Maybe I'll create some kind of a design and a logo. Maybe have Ruben make a design. Wouldn't that be cool? And then maybe buttons or, you know what? 1 million. You can win 1 million thank yous. I will make 1 million thank yous. I don't know how long it'll take, but if I start now, we'll just start counting. No, I'm kidding. 1 million, that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. Well, the check is in the mail. It could get lost, now it's not my fault. But anyway, it's kind of a fun idea. It's sort of like if a person takes the time to spend time with me, it'd be nice to be able to say thank you, right? And have like some kind of a giveaway. Maybe it's a button, maybe it's a something, a T-shirt that says it's about us, and maybe there's a logo out there that, maybe there's something that, like the introduction where there's a sunrise or sunset or whatever it is, and all the people are jumping up in the air. Yeah, maybe we put that on a T-shirt with "It's about us" on a T-shirt, and that's the giveaway, right? So that's kind of cool. Welcome to if you've just joined. Well, it looks like they just joined and they just appeared. So now you see him, now you don't. It's like magic. It's like it's like a magic act. Now you see me, now you don't. That's kind of cool. And it's all you can do. People can do it. I was thinking it'd be fun if someone logged on to watch, I could see who they were. But it's really anonymous, and so people can pop in and pop out, and I don't know who they were. But that's fine. That's fine. So anyway, that's kind of what's going on. So I know that at least one other person expressed interest in being a guest on the show. I think they're out of the country right now, but they'll be back soon. They live here in Sacramento. And then, of course, I want to have Freddie and Derek, the stars, what I consider the stars of Welcome to My Brain, on the show. Or maybe we could have Ul and Rube on the show. That, I don't know how we'll do it. That's something I'd love to talk about. Have them as guests and have the three of us. I think that would be kind of fun. And give people a sense of what it's all about. Welcome to My Brain. So who knows? It's just something to toy around with. In any event, yeah. So here's the other thing that I can do. And some people say yes, some people say no, because it is risky, right? The thing about inviting people ahead of time is you get to talk with them and explain to them, what they need is good lighting and headphones and whatever. What are you going to talk about? All that stuff, right? But sometimes it's just good to let people come on your show. And you can post it up in chat, just like that. That's the link to come backstage for this show. And so if people are on and they want to come on, that we could do that, because they go backstage and I can see them before I bring them on. So that would be a requirement, right? Your webcam has to be on. You have to have good lights. You should be wearing a headphone, but if not, that's not a deal breaker. You can use your PC, your whatever desktop computer you have, whether it's a Apple or PC. A laptop will work. Your smartphone will work, right? And if someone just wants to jump on at the spur of the moment, spontaneously, we can do that. There's something else that I'm thinking about, and I think, Uli, you've used this, but there's a way to use a piece of software called Loopback to create a call-in show. Every time I've offered for people to come on the show while the show's running, no one's taken me up on it, and I'm wondering whether there's people just don't want to be seen, right, or something. And that could be, so maybe a call-in show could be interesting, allowing people just to call in, and then at that point it's more like a radio show, where people can call in and we can just, the topic of the night is face masks, and people can call in and express themselves, and we can talk about it, and that way people don't see them, and that could be less threatening. So I've got a lot of ideas. It's just a matter of working it all out. And I kind of like Loopback. There's another audio hack made by Amoeba. Amoeba's a pretty cool company. But they got this thing called Loopback. And all I would have to do is I could take a call through Zoom. I could take a call through Skype. I could set up a Google Voice phone number. and people could call in. So I might give that a go, and we'll see. But first off, I think I'll put a poll. I think there's 10 people that are members of the Facebook group. It's a public group. I haven't privatized it yet. I wanted to leave it open for as much people to join as possible, and it's probably time for me to send out some more invitations. Yeah, so just ask people, and then on my profile I'll say, hey, there's a poll on, blah blah blah. I'd love to hear from you and what your thoughts are. So that would be the first step. The whole idea of creating value is not what I value; it's what other people value. And so when I value, yep, you use loopback. I thought Ruben told me that you did. Yeah, I've seen some videos on it. And it's a dynamite program, a piece of software. It's so versatile. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Rogue Amoeba, that's the name of it. Yeah, good company, smart people, and it's Mac oriented. If you don't have a Mac, Rogue Amoeba, their software is not built for anything but Macs. So I feel fortunate that I've gone the Mac route. That works, because there are other programs that work for PCs that don't work on Macs. And so it's nice that someone focused on Mac. I think they might have some beta stuff we're thinking about going PC. Yeah, but who knows? So the other thing that I've noticed, I turned off my AC to start for the show because of the noise, and because it blows my vinyl backdrop, and it's all wavy like we're on drugs or something. But it gets warm. These lights, I got 2 lights right in front of me, and it gets really warm, and I can feel it right now. I'm like, So I got to figure that out. Should I wear the same thing every time? Something different? Should I dress up? Should I be casual? I never think about these things in my regular life. So I'm not sure I'm going to care a whole lot about my live stream life as to how I look. As long as I'm presentable, right? I don't have boogers hanging out my nose and stuff. Do I have any boogers hanging out my nose? Let me look. No, I think I'm good. No super long hairs sticking out either. So I did my yearly trim, so I think I'm good. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, so, I'm in a period of rethinking what I'm doing. I want to do it. I'm having fun doing it. And it's just, where is it that I want to go with this? And the shows that I've seen, whether it's Cali Cocktail Hour or Welcome to My Brain, they change over time. Some drastically and some subtly, but there are changes, and it's good because we set out. It's like life. We set out with an idea, and as you start moving forward with it, the idea takes on almost a life of its own. What does it want to be? And if we just let it become that, right? And then we have different skills that we can bring to it. Right? And if you don't have skills that you can bring to it, then there are people out there you can pay to bring those skills to it. And I'm not ready for that yet. It's funny listening to a lot of live streamers talk about what they're doing. And they talk as though money's not an issue. And it's hard for people who are, for me, limited income and all that, to just think about doing all this stuff, multiple cameras and, these mixing boards and switchers. And holy mackerel. Do I really want to go down that rabbit hole? Not quite. I like it simple. And I like it fun. I want it to be fun. I want it to be work. I want it to be fun. And one of the things that totally upgrades any show is a co-host. So I've thought about that too. And that's, and co-hosts They're hard to find because you need that chemistry and you need that back and forth, right? Um, so, you never know. Last 2 weeks ago, my last show, I had it with my friend Cheryl Bennett, and we got to know ourselves by working in the disability rights arena. And after the show, we talked about, well, maybe why don't maybe let's think about doing a show that is really centered around disability rights. Um, and as much as that was my passion for over 10 years, I'm not sure I really want to do a show about that. And Uli, you are absolutely right. You can get lost in too much gear, and you should know because you've got a ton of gear. You got more gear than anybody. I think Ruben might have a lot of gear, but you've got a ton of gear. So yeah, you can get lost in too much gear. And then, right, you're so focused on working this and working that and forget your audience. Forget the people that you're here for. And I never want to forget the people that I'm here for. So even having multiple screens. So I've got I have an older Dell monitor. And it was working fine with my old MacBook Pro 2012. I had to get an adapter, of course, but it was working. So I got this new MacBook Air with the M1 chip, and it only has USB-C ports, and it only has 2 of them. So I got a special adapter, right, that I'm using right now, and it's got an HDMI port. So the monitor, the Dell, it's a DVI port, and I got an adapter, and I plugged it in, and it's not compatible. Wouldn't you know? Wouldn't you know? There may be something I'm doing wrong. I'll go try it again. But it looks like if I want to have a second monitor, I'm going to have to purchase one. And if you know me, you know that I don't like spending a whole lot of money. But if it's worth it, I'll do it. One thing is just a monitor is a lot more fun to watch movies on, than my laptop screen because it's bigger, right? But it's not the end of the world, and I'd rather not have things and be comfortable than to purchase things and then be a little bit worried about finances and that sort of thing. So, yeah, it's fun. Oh, I got a heart. That's nice. You can never get too many hearts, right? So after the stream's over with, I think I can pop over into Facebook eventually and see. I just looked at my clock real quick and see. I got a clock over there that I looked at, but I got a clock on my laptop that's right there. I did not have to look away. Right? Right. Anyway, thanks for the heart. Hearts are good. Hearts are always good. So, yeah. Tomorrow, I'm going to have a fun day. I'm on a stage, so I've been working on this video project, right? A good friend of mine is the music director at the cathedral, and he's a part of the American Guild of Organists, AGO, Sacramento Valley chapter. And every year they do what they call it an organ crawl. There's a pub crawl. If you've never been on a pub crawl, you got to go on a pub crawl. And that may not happen for a while, but eventually. And it's probably for a younger person. I don't know if I could survive a pub crawl at my age. But anyway, this organ crawl, it was in June, and they would just go around to visit various organs. But because of the COVID restrictions, they decided not to do it. Well, Rex, my friend Rex, had this idea, let's put a video together, right? So this is what we did. There's a builder, he's in the Midwest, and he built 3 organs that are in our area. One's in Chico, One's in Oroville and one's in Grass Valley. And so one day we drove up to Chico and we videotaped organist, 3 pieces, beautiful. Then we drove to Oroville, same thing. But it was different. It was for 4 hands. So it was Rex and a good friend of his, both organists, and they sat side by side and did an organ piece with 4 hands, and they did a piano organ duet. And then a few weeks later, and they did 3 pieces. And then a few weeks later, we drove up to Grass Valley and recorded 3 more pieces, all these different organists. And pretty soon, we're going to be receiving video from the builder of the organ and the CEO of the company. And we're going to put it all together into it's going to be about an hour. And guess who's doing it? Yours truly. And it's very, very fun. Very, 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 very fun. And I've got all the organ videos, all that shot. We looked at some draft clips today. And we're expecting the videos from the CEO and the builder this weekend sometime. So that's so tomorrow I'm going to start looking at, fine tuning all the clips, getting them ready to put into more of a movie format. And I've been using iMovie, which is it comes automatically bundled with the software when you buy a new Apple computer. It's free. It's a great program. And I've been doing a lot of things with iMovie. It does a lot. But they've got a more professional one. It's called Final Cut Pro. And there's a 90-day trial period. You got to love trial periods, right? So I got the bright idea that I'm going to download Final Cut Pro and use that trial period to make this movie. And then, of course, if I like it, I'll go, maybe I'll buy it. But this is something I'm really excited about. I think part of my excitement is the newness of it and the learning curve. Welcome to those that have just joined. Right now I'm talking about a project that I'm involved in, making a movie. It's going to be about an hour long. It's going to be a private movie, so I don't know that I'll have the opportunity to share it. I'll ask if I can do that. But it's a lot of fun. So that's on deck for tomorrow. I'm kind of excited to start digging into that. So anyway, how's everybody doing? Before I'm sort of running out of steam here. I'm curious as how everyone's doing. Once again, I appreciate you who have joined us live. Thank you, Uli, for being here. And if you've just joined in the last few minutes or so, please leave me a comment so I know who you are, so I can say hello. But I hope all is well as we move forward into the summer. It's going to start heating up. People are going to be wanting to be outdoors. Unfortunately, the lakes are so low. I don't know if people are going to get a lot of lake time in. So, the coast may be the place to go if you want to get wet and cooled off. We'll see. It doesn't look good water-wise this year, but you never know, right, how it's going to go. But it looks dire. Anyway, we're starting to get used to drought in California, and hopefully we'll figure out how to get through it. But anyway, it's a story for another day. And it's not a problem I can fix. So can't worry about it that much. Just be aware of it, right? I guess that's how I would do it. So once again, thank you all. I wish you well. Uli, you're here. Thank you for hanging out the whole time. That was great. Thank you to the people who are watching the recording. I hope you can join us live at some point, 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, Thursday evenings. It's on Facebook and YouTube. It's both on my profile and on the group page, and it's on in YouTube on this channel here. So I made this channel. I was thinking about putting my podcast, the recording of my podcasts, on YouTube. So this is the name of my podcast, My Life and Welcome to It. And so I'm doing these live streams under that moniker. So that's where it's located. It's called My Life and Welcome to It, a podcast. But they're there if you want to view it that way. So good night, sleep tight, and I'll see you in a week.